If you're having trouble harmonizing with your own voice, let me show you some tricks that I use whenever I harmonize with my own voice in GarageBand. And if you want to hear the full version of this song, click up here. All right, let's do it. The audio track is the default, so that is what we are going to select. Next, we're going to make sure our input and our output are set up. I'm using a Focusrite Scarlett Solo audio interface for my microphone and my headphones. So click on that caret. My input is set up as the Scarlett Solo. My output is also the Scarlett Solo. So this is looking good. You can close out of that and click Create to open up your audio track. Next, we are going to set up the tempo. Now, the default in GarageBand is 120. That's a standard pop song tempo. I'm going to use 140 for my song. So click on the tempo. You can drag it up. You can drag your mouse down to make the tempo slower. I am going to put it right at 140 for my song. Now, over here, the triangle, this is the metronome or click track. I like to use the click track whenever I'm harmonizing because it's going to mean that whenever you put your tracks together, they are going to line up. Next to the metronome is the count in feature. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to count 4 beats before it starts recording. And I like to do this because it gives me a few extra seconds to prepare. All right, so we got our metronome on. Let's go ahead and record that first track by clicking the red record button.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh la 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh la 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh la 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 lollipop.
Once that first track is done, you're going to mute the first track by clicking on the mute button. Now, I like to mute track 1 while I'm recording track 2 because that metronome is going to make sure that I am in time, that my rhythm is correct. But if I listen to the first track while I'm recording the second track, I'm just going to be paying attention to the first track. So I like to mute the first track and record the second track, only listening to the metronome or the click track. All right, so our first track is muted. Now we need a new track. We're going to click the plus button and create a new audio track. This is going to be for our second track of vocals. So let's go ahead and record that.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh la 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh la 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 lollipop.
All right, let's see how that sounds. Turn your metronome off, pop that cursor back to the beginning, and click play to see how that sounds.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh la 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh la 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh la la lollipop.
So at this point, if your song only has 2 tracks, you're good to go. But this song I'm working on has 3 tracks. So I'm going to click that plus button, add a new audio track, and we're going to record the third track. Now make sure you turn your metronome back on and pop that cursor back to the beginning and mute track 1, mute track 2, and let's record the third track.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh la 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 lollipop.
All right, let's see how that sounds. Put the cursor back to the beginning and unmute the other tracks. Turn the metronome off and click play.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh la 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh la 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh la la lollipop.
All right, and that is how you harmonize with your own voice. I hope this video was helpful to you. Good luck on that project.